Okay, welcome back to episode 11 of my Minecraft Stoneblock Survival series. I can't entirely remember where I left off. I think I was talking about chickens. That's going to be kind of a reoccurring thing with this series. Oh, I had the redstone chicken. Okay, yep. So, I managed to eventually get myself a redstone chicken. Currently waiting for this one to grow up so I can put it into this top one. These guys, these five, which I could take them out, are currently producing me redstone. That way I don't have to. And this googly-eyed gander will soon produce me some even stronger ones. Thank God it lost the googly eyes unlike that one. Still got plenty of those. I could try to get more, read those differently, but I don't actually feel up to it. Iron I'm fine on, but the other thing that I happen to do, besides expanding my base a little, is I started an area for Botania. It's got a lot of complicated things. You get the magical leaves by putting the flowers into the crafting grid, and it gives you, if it's the small one, a couple petals. If it's the large one, you get 4. The only way to pick up the large ones is to use shears, because otherwise they are just gone. And the way you get them is using bone meal after putting a petal onto grass. It'll get you that. This is a pure daisy, which you need 4 white petals to make in this Botania apothecary. Let me get the book and I can do better explaining. To get the petal apothecary, it takes any sort of flower petal or shimmering mushroom, 2 cobblestone slabs and 4 cobblestone in this pattern to make the altar. Then you put that with water in it and to make certain recipes. For that one, I'll even show with this. For the pure daisy, you drop 4 petals into the apothecary, and then it'll have you drop a thing of seeds, which will give you the plant. What it does is it can turn stone into living rock, and wood into living wood, which is solely used for crafting in Botania. Kind of has this weird dark tone, and it takes 2 of those to make a living twig, and this has a lot of things. But the biggest reason I wanted it is because you can turn water into snow, which is why I've got this thing here. I'll actually give a quick demonstration of it. That's the wrong section. The sink. And if you've noticed how the water has this particly effect that looks like it's being changed, that is the pure daisy changing the water into snow. You can also change ice into packed ice, but that's a completely different line, and I don't actually have it to where I can get ice yet. But getting that snow allowed me in the kitchen to make the ice unit upgrade. Which I had saved up top, which was 3 snowballs, 2 iron, and a redstone comparator. I could also make a heating unit if I decide to. I don't really need to at the second. Did not need the cactus there. But it allows me to use ice in some of these things, which is how I ended up making a couple of root beer floats. I think I have, yep, I have a banana milkshake, if you remember when I got excited about that. I also made some vanilla ice cream. I do have those chickens in there just because I see no point in messing with them. And if any of you are wondering what this plant is, this is the chorus plant. For it to grow, it requires the chorus flower, which I somehow got out of a loot bag. And you just plant that on the end stone. You could also put it in a hopping bonsai. I just don't have one set up for it yet. Time to cool off with a good root beer float. But in the end, this is going to work out very well. I've also gotten a lot more seeds and whatnot. I finally got a mineral sapling. I got some fused wood and dark wood as well. Now, the biggest thing that I ended up doing between episodes is I finally got it to where I could put on the 5th reinforcement upgrade onto the arrow, which makes it unbreakable. Now, on tools and such, unbreakable means you won't ever run out, break. But if it's a ranged item, what it does is it makes it to where you have infinite ammo. Which is very nice. Very nice. I also made a couple other things. I made a compacting drawer, which requires 2 pistons, a drawer, 5 stone, and an iron. And it essentially compacts items into compressed versions of it. I also made a drawer controller, which does require a diamond to make it, but it takes 2 comparators, which is stone, 3 torches, and nether quartz. Takes 2 of those. And what this allows me to do, besides completing the quest, is this connects all of these. And say, for example, instead of having to right-click each individual thing, I just right-click this a couple times, and it puts all the items in its respected areas. Oh, hey, there's some. I did take out the other ores from this, just because prior on, I made this auto compressor, which requires power to do it. And what it does is it auto compresses the items into their respected things. And what's currently powering it is this Spectre coil, which you can only acquire via loot bags. There's ways of crafting some others later on, but that requires Spectre saplings, and the only way to get that is it's whenever an entity dies, there's a small chance of a spirit will spawn. Killing the spirit using magic, for example, with potions, which is why I need some spider eyes, is for this. And so far, I have not gotten any sort of spider eye. I've fought a lot of spiders, but no spider eyes. But, coming back down here, since I explained about the Botania stuff, the other thing I did was I built a few things for extra utilities. I at first made a chicken wing ring, which requires a golden lasso with the chicken. The only way to get the golden lasso is gold nuggets, string, easy to get, and 8 experience. I use that plus a couple diamonds, an ender pearl, and some black dye to make the squid ring, which I can show off how it works in here. It works like a jetpack for an in-short way of flying. But a lot of these things require grid power. For example, the resonator requires grid power to turn polished stone, which you get that, you put 4 stone bricks, like you would to make even stone bricks from stone. You just do the recipe again, but it requires 15 energy to turn a polished stone into a stone burnt. Oh wait, no, it requires 8, not 15. And at first, when you're doing the stuff, you will want to make this manual mill, which when you right-click it, you'll continually swing at it to make it spin, which generates the power. There are several other ways of getting it, like the lava mills. The lava mills are fairly easy. They're pretty much the cheapest ones to make, in my opinion, because they just require 1 resonating redstone crystal, gold, and the stone burnt. The water mill only gives so much, but it requires flowing water next to it. Not the full source block, because that will not work. I may end up making some little things they'll look like tubes, which will work for that. There's also these windmills, which generates power from wind. They really aren't the most reliable. There's also these fire mills, operates when placed over fire. Again, it's a tad bit expensive. Now, one that you can get later on, which is called this dragon egg mill, creates 500 grid power per second if a dragon egg is sitting on top of it. There are a few other things in here. And if you also put a stone burnt into the resonator, you get a rainbow stone, which don't entirely requires an active rainbow generator. So there's no need for me to mess with that. I'm still working on getting the stuff for the mob fans. Biggest thing is going to be diamonds. I'm just trying to think what I would do. Yeah, it's going to require 3 diamonds for it, and more redstone. The mob fans I also will need, which is why I need these upgrades. All of these are for that, because they will help immensely to get better loot. Now, right now, the only reason this section is open is because eventually I will be making more of these for in here. Because this ring of the flying squid can be used to make angel rings, which require 32 grid power just to use. But to get them, you also need to capture a bat in a golden lasso and have a cursed lasso with a ghast. Cursed lasso is made with a drop of evil and a golden lasso, and the only way to get the drops of evil is from wither skeletons. That in itself is a pain, because you have to find a nether fortress, which is partially why, in the nether, I am making a similar setup to this in there, because The grid power does not transfer between dimensions. It really sucks in that aspect. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna... Got a couple more eggs, so gonna put these up there to grow, or hatch. And yes, I set up this back part. I figured out since it's just a long tunnel, once I get things set it up to where I'm not needing to use these ones, I'll just have a bunch of these in the wall, inlaid into the wall, to make them. But until then, this is fairly the quickest way of actually getting a 1010. Because if you only have one growing with this, it takes ages. Now, to make these resonant ender crystals, I'll actually show it here. You take ender shards, which to get them, you take a glass cutter, which is 3 iron and a stick in this pattern. And you put it in the crafting grid with an ender pearl, which will give you 8 ender shards, which you just use part of them. And then you take 2 of those with a couple gold and the stone burnt, and there you get a couple more lava mills. Now, I could easily go to the nether and have a bunch of lava, but right now this is the easiest way for me to do. And if anyone wonders why I'm able to travel through the portal so fast, I randomly got this portal charm, which allows for instantaneous travel through portals while in the inventory. And it's sometimes a pain, because if you're not intending on going through the portal, like I've done a few times when I've been in the nether trying to escape some mobs, and then you occasionally have to re-go through them. Gotta give it a second. Sometimes it's a tad bit laggy going between dimensions. Right now all we can do is wait and hope for the best, because I'd really love to show you what I do on the other end. Okay, it's taking a little bit longer than I'd be hoping. But what I'm hoping is that once I get to the nether, it'll let me place the couple things down. This is the one big annoying thing that happens with the game. But once I get it fully set up in the nether, I may have to show how it looks at a different point of time. But when I do, it should allow me to fly around with the ring of the flying squid. Which then it'll allow me to explore more. And then I will attempt to go looking for a nether fortress. Once I find it, I will fight some wither skeletons, try to get their skulls. hopefully leveling up the arrow as I go. Because even though I have it as unbreaking, I can still level it up and put other perks on it. Which, if I put popped chorus fruit, will make my targets float. And then it'll be like skeet shooting, where I hit them, and then they float. Oh, here we go. My biggest question, though, is why is it raining in the frickin' nether? I don't know if you saw that, but that is one of the issues I deal with the portal charm. Occasionally have to run back and forth. Okay, let's see. Is it the giant spider? No, it's just the piglin. Zombie piglins. Nice. Oh, hey! Nice. I can actually go get the rest of the lava. Let's do this. Think I need 3 more buckets? I could easily make a few more buckets. You know what? Just to be quick about it, I'll just make a couple more buckets. That way I don't have to keep traveling back and forth just for video reasons. And I think this should make it to where I have enough going. Okay, that's 32. Okay, that's 32 power. Let's go get the ring. My brain is just going all over the place as per normal. Now, I could wear this. If I need to wear it, I'll put it in my bauble slot, because I can still do that. Let's drop off this chicken real fast. I also at one point made this meal called bibimbap, which is a funny word to say. Okay. One small do I have to read? Okay. Let's see if that works now. Haha! Also, the slime boots work wonderful with this. I'm just gonna close the door there. Alrighty. Time to do just a little bit of exploring. But I can get a quick getaway with the slime boots now. So I don't take the frickin' fall damage and I get to travel quick distances. I have a waypoint set up for my portal. And can I get another cheeky shot? Oh yeah, the funny thing about the using the cactus as the head, for some reason, it allows me to um shoot through doors. Oh, there is a huge amount of lag right there. Oh yeah. Huge amount of lag. I hear the ghast. I think it's time to leave the nether, at least for this part. At least showed what I was doing in here. I also think at some point I'm gonna set up a nether or an easy XP farm for the pigment, but I don't know yet. I think that for this episode, I'm just gonna pop back in. Am I still gonna be carrying my momentum from the jump? Nope. Oh. Oh, nice. Those haven't hatched yet. I'm gonna put another torch. Do I have enough wheat? Ow. No, I do not have enough wheat to make another one. But I might as well show what you can get from these loot bags. This one's a rare. What can I get? I got another air walking charm and some some iron armor. And for my own sake, I'm just throwing that armor into the smeltery. It'll melt it down. I'll get the ingots out of it. As long as there's no damage on them, I don't have to worry about fighting with it. Now, if there is damage... Did I hit my head on something? Oh. Oh, right, it gave me a freaking air charm. Okay, that allows me to walk on air. When did I get a diamond so... Okay, apparently. I don't know what that... That's weird. It has smite and unusing. I don't know what the unusing is for, but I guess it makes it unusable? Oh well. But if any of the items, like I've gotten gold swords from zombie pigmen, why am I... Oh, crap. Um... I think I'm gonna end the episode here while I try to figure where I'm at, and I somehow phased myself into a wall. Until next episode, have a great day.